Welcome, my friends. Today we're gonna go over how Playboi Carti manipulates his fans and how you can do it too. I'm gonna teach you the 5 psychological tricks Carti uses on his fans, similar artists with cult fan bases, and what's the main difference between them and Playboi Carti, why Carti's fans are like that, and mistakes you are making as an upcoming artist building your fan base, because I know you're making these mistakes. Don't worry, we're gonna fix them. How to build a cult-like fan base, and I'm gonna give you the secret formula to build a cult-like fan base. Because everyone wants cult fans, they're insane, they will do anything for you. Might as well, right? The first one is scarcity. Now, if something is hard to get, people automatically assume it's valuable. And this is what luxury brands do. So, for example, a Birkin is cool because not every girl has a Birkin. Only rich girls have a Birkin. And being rich is cool because not everyone has money. So anything that is like scarce or hard to get is automatically more valuable in our minds. Even if it's not more valuable, if it sounds scarce, it's gonna be valuable. So this is what Playboi Carti does, is because he's so inaccessible and he rarely drops music and he rarely does anything that we can see, we assume that anytime he does something, it's amazing, it's wow. Even if it's just like him literally like posting a story on Instagram, fans go insane because it's scarce. The next thing is he lies a lot. He is a liar. Every time he says he's gonna drop something, he probably doesn't. And once someone invests that much time, they develop commitment. So there's this thing in psychology called sunk cost effect or sunk cost fallacy, I think. Because he lies so much, it doesn't really matter, because fans develop this idea of like, well, I waited for so long, the album must be good, because they don't want to admit that they wasted so much time waiting for the album. So in their head, they have to justify their pathetic little waiting and believing the lies, because it just sucks ass to say out loud, yeah, I wasted too much time on this. So they kind of gaslight themselves that whatever happens after his lies is the best thing ever. So that's why he can lie all of the time and then drop an album on like the 70th lie, and it's fine. It's fine. Because it's exciting. There will be a common theme in this video, and that is that as hard as this sounds, guys, I have to say it, a die-hard fan is gonna be a loser. I'm sorry, don't shoot the messenger, but anyone who is a die-hard fan, it's kind of loser, because like, how can you give your all to someone that you don't even know? And they don't even know you. They're never gonna know you. So if you're a die hard fan for someone, time to get some motion, twin. This perfectly brings me to my next point. Fan base as a status hierarchy. Carti's fans and Carti communities, they see knowledge about Carti as a status symbol. So instead of real life motion like money, success, or something in their life, their hierarchy is knowing the rare leaks from Carti, knowing snippets from Carti, knowing all performances, some OPN references, whatever. Here's an iceberg. If you know this, you're not cool. But if you know Texas with Lily Zivert and No Time with Lulu Zivert, then you're cool. Because, like I said, since they don't have anything going on in their life, they have to extract status from something as stupid as being obsessed with Playboi Carti. Because in their head, if they ask you, do you know Texas with Lil Uzi Vert? And you say no, because you're normal, then they go, ha! You're not a real fan? I'm a real fan! I'm better than you! That's how they think. And that's how fans usually think. The diehard fans. Not the normal ones who just enjoy music. The diehard fans. But we want the diehard ones. Because we want to be ultra successful and rich. And have an impact on the world. Next, we have the casino effect. So because he's a liar and because he's unpredictable rewards are addictive because they give like adrenaline and huge dopamine hits. This is how casinos function. When you pull on the 7-7 game slot machine, you don't know what's gonna happen, and there's adrenaline, and you're excited, and are you gonna get money? Likely not. You're probably gonna get scammed by the casino because that's how they work. But it's the excitement. They love it. They never know when the reward is gonna happen, aka him actually dropping music or dropping a Instagram story, something stupid. To them, that's like the event of the year. The main thing to get from this is unpredictable rewards are addictive. This one is a huge one. Exclusivity creates identity. In every cult-like fan base or any cult overall, like cults aren't just like religious scary things from the movies. Literally, a Playboi Carti fan base is a cult. So in each cult or each strong fan base, there's this thing called us versus them, where they bond together and they're like, us, this is us. We don't like them. They don't get it, right? So the stronger the boundary between insiders and outsiders, the stronger the group identity becomes. So for example, imagine if there was war right now, someone attacked your country, right? Your country would probably get together and say like, wow guys, let's stick together. We're gonna push through this. Fuck the other country that's attacking them. We're gonna beat them. So the bond becomes stronger because you have something to go against. And because you have something to go against, there's this like oppression. And because of that oppression, you need to stick together and be stronger together. Remember this quote: they don't get it, we do. If you're a Playboi Carti fan, they listen to Justin Bieber or Drake. They're mainstream and stupid NPCs. We get it. We listen to Playboi Carti. We're niche and unique and special and blah 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 blah. That's how cults work, right? Part of being a Carti fan is feeling different than normal people, feeling superior. All of the fans and all of the cults, the whole psychology behind it is that they have no status in real life and no identity in real life. So they have to find identity and status in someone else so they can feel superior to other people. It's an illusion. But this is how 90% of people function. So you have to understand this and take advantage of this if you want to. I mean, you don't have to be evil. That's not what I'm saying. But if you want to be a superstar, things like this need to be understood. So let's go over why Carti's fan base works and how others work. So Playboi Carti is like the mystery, the inaccessible god. He has aura. It's so hard to reach him, and when you see him, it's special. Kanye is insane. So Kanye's thing is like, here is mystery, Kanye's is chaos. So Kanye's fans want to feel like, y'all think he's insane, but we get that he's a genius. I understand genius, you guys don't. All creative geniuses are insane and autistic. That's just how it is. I don't know why. I'm also insane and autistic. But yeah, that's just how it is. So a Kanye fan will feel superior by thinking, you guys don't get him. He's a genius. I get him. That's how it works. Then we have Frank Ocean. Here it's like perfectionism and being patient and taking your time with your art. When Frank Ocean drops something once in a billion years, you expect it to be perfect. And even if it's not perfect, you're gonna convince yourself that it's perfect because it's Frank Ocean. That's the narrative. So his fans are gonna think something like, I'm so smart, I appreciate art, no, not trends, I'm patient, blah blah blah. The important thing here is that all of these create what marketers call identity-based audience. Instead of selling music or a product, they sell identities that you feel proud of having. Everyone who is a fan of them, they're fans because they make them feel a certain way where they're proud of feeling like that and having that identity. Does that make sense? This is a quote you need to remember. It's much easier to abandon the product. It's very hard to abandon your identity. Because if you form an identity around something, then, you can abandon yourself. Like that's your identity. So why are Carti fans different? The less accessible he becomes, the more likely they will fill the blanks in themselves. You know when you have a crush and you don't know anything about that person, but you just like make things up and you like fantasize and you imagine a person that you want, and then you meet them and you realize they're kind of a real person, like they have their own brain, they're not your creation, which is like a bummer. So then you get disappointed because they're not how you imagined, and it's just because you had a lack of information of them that you thought they were something special. So that's basically what Playboi Carti does. The less he shows himself, the more likely the fans will just make up whatever they want to make up. They will make up the perfect scenario. They will make him to be this ultimate cool god figure, whatever. And maybe he's a loser in real life. I don't know. I never met the guy. Maybe he's lame as fuck. Y'all have a crush on Playboi Carti. That's pretty gay. But yeah, moving on. So here are the levels. The level 1 is he knows the hits. Level 2 is he knows the album tracks. Level 3 is he knows the leaks. He's so cool because he knows the leaks. 4 is knowing snippets. 5 is knows deleted posts. Imagine knowing deleted posts. Instead of just consuming, his fans are competing. His fans rewards niche knowledge and uses it as status points. If you know secret information, aka loser knowledge about Playboi Carti, then you're more special in the Playboi Carti community. Remember, a diehard fan doesn't have a life. They get a life from your life, which is crazy, but that's how it is. This is the most important part of the video. Please lock in. Don't get a sense of achievement from someone else's achievement. I'm gonna read it again. Don't get a sense of achievement from someone else's achievements. When you think about it, this is pretty lame. There's nothing cool about knowing the most about someone. There's nothing cool about knowing a niche song. And this is why I hate gatekeepers. Gatekeepers gatekeep because they feel so special and superior about knowing a song that someone else made. And because they cannot make their own songs, because they're not either creative or competent or whatever, they attach all of their work to knowing a creation for someone else. That's pretty crazy to think about, guys, okay? Don't be obsessed with Playboi Carti. Be Playboi Carti. Be like Playboi Carti. Not in a terms where you like beat up women and are a deadbeat dad. That's not what I'm saying. But when you look up to these people, look up in a way where you can like recognize why they're on that level. Try to get on a similar level if you want to, but don't be obsessed with people, especially people you don't know. That's a mistake for everyone in the world. Now let's go to a mistake for music artists, which I'm guessing you are. This doesn't mean you need to be mysterious like him. The worst thing you can do is try to be mysterious right now. Because you have to remember, Playboi Carti blew up because he was Playboi Carti, and then he became mysterious. And he was the first one to become mysterious. So that's why it had an effect. The thing is, now a lot of upcoming artists, especially underground artists, try to replicate this mysterious aura. And it doesn't work because no one cares. I don't care about you. I don't care. No one cares. If you don't post because you're trying to be mysterious, all that's gonna do is people are just not gonna see you, and that's it. Like, if your name is Lil Ooga Booga, they're not gonna say, oh my god, Lil Ooga Booga posted a story once in a year. They will not even see the story. So from here, you need to understand the psychology behind it, why it works, not directly replicate it, because you can't be mysterious. No one cares. I personally don't care. I'm the first one that doesn't care. No one cares. Let's go into what to actually do as an artist. Now you have to get a piece of paper and a pen, and you need to write this down. Don't be the artist that sits on YouTube all day consuming content thinking you're productive. You're not productive unless you do something about what I'm telling you right now. Pause the video, get a piece of pen and paper, sit down like a good boy or a good girl, and let's get into it. Number 1 is you have to build a world, not just music. So for example, in Playboi Carti, he had this like whole vamp aesthetic, opium for Kanye, it's Yeezy, fashion, nostalgia for Frank Ocean. It has to be bigger than the music. It has to be a world. The second thing is give fans an identity to belong to. When people dress up like opium, they're trying to be like Carti. They're trying to be a part of that identity. If, for example, there's a female rapper and she sings about being confident, the girls who listen to her so they can feel confident. It's just identity. Marketing in music is just identity and like sucking it up. Then you have create insider knowledge and lore. Unreleased snippets, lyrics, rollouts, whatever it is, hidden references. I think, this is my theory, I could be wrong, but I think that someone on Playboy's Carti team leaked everything on purpose because then it creates this hierarchy where the fans feel superior for knowing it. So it was probably just a marketing strategy, just leaking music so the fans can be stronger. Encourage fan participation and theories. They have to discuss about you. You have to give them something. Then you have to reward discovery and early supporters. There has to be some form of a hierarchy. If they know some niche stuff about you, they need to feel special. You have to make them feel special. You have to build a status level in the community, so knowing hits, knowing songs, knowing unreleased snippets, attending shows, buying merch, all of that. You have to create stories fans want to retell. The making of your album, or maybe some scandal that you had. Anything that they can discuss and remember. You have to give them something. For example, if you're listening to an album from Kanye West and you know the making of the album, now you automatically can say, by the way, this song is about this. You have to be unique enough to attract a tribe, because people are tribal. We like community. Fan needs to feel special and like they're a part of something. It's a community, guys. Peace and love. And you have to encourage fan-to-fan connections. So they have like Discord servers, Reddits, I don't know, discussing, etc. The whole point of this is that if you have fans discussing and like promoting it for you, you don't have to do anything. Like it's self-sustaining. They're gonna do the marketing for you because they're gonna be the ones speaking about you all the time. Now, this is the magic formula. Usually people think the music is good music will attract fans, but if you want to go a step further, you should use good music first, obviously. Then form an identity, your identity and the identity that people need to feel like they're having when they listen to you. So for example, if you're an insecure girl, 15-year-old insecure girl, and you listen to a confident female rapper and she sings about how confident she is, the insecure 15-year-old girl listens to her to feel confident, and then she gaslights herself that she's confident, or she actually becomes confident, doesn't matter. Then you have to have a community, and that community has to have a status hierarchy. So the more they know about you, the better. They have to have a sense of belonging. Something like, it's us versus them. We listen to this, we're cool. They listen to Justin Bieber and Drake. They're not cool. They're NPCs and we're superior. And I have to be obsessed. Pretty self-explanatory. Now, if you want to take this to the next level, which I know you do because that's why you're here, I can help you. I can help anyone, of course. Big Daddy EDIBA saving the world. We can help you create a propaganda around. It sounds mean, propaganda. We can help you portray you in the best life and push it into the world. So what we do is we make over 1,000 organic TikToks for your music. We produce your song and we master your songs. We do basically everything. We provide you with a full team support without actually signing to a label. The whole point of this is that music is kind of sucky these days because the artists have to be too focused on marketing and they have to spend too much time posting TikToks and not enough time making music. And before, music was just objectively better because artists can focus on their craft and not on what TikTok to post. So we kind of take that off your hands and we make sure that we run the TikToks and we give you the propaganda machine. It sounds evil. I sound like some cartoon villain. But yeah, if you want to work with us, apply in the link in bio. We only accept 3 clients per month, but you can apply down there and we can talk.